No, yeah.
Jazz, we'll let you go. This is your stuff. Let's go.
What's good? What's good? What's good to everybody? It's Sports Talk America. It's your boy, Mr. Franchise, aka ThatDude.com, aka the greatest sports analyst to ever bless the sports waves, ready to bless y'all with another Uncensored. Let's get this work. But today, this afternoon, I got my boy from the great city of Lafayette, Louisiana. You know, class of 2002, graduate of KN High School. Be the change, love over everything. My guy, True X the Sports Junkie. What's up, my dude?
Man, what's up, man? You know we coming through for this NBA Uncensored. I'm super happy about this. Man, the playoffs have been crazy, and I'm ready to get this popping.
And the other host I got, hailing from the great city of San Jose, California, a.k.a. Donovan Mitchell's best friend, a.k.a. Dak Prescott's foot massager, a.k.a. I can't stand anything but the Dallas Cowboys, Ron Keogh, the certified hater. What's up, homie?
What's good, man? NBS Uncensored, all NBA, a lot to talk about in the NBA. So I'm looking forward to talk about some NBA right now.
All right, let's get it cracking.
All right, so the first thing we're gonna start off with is the team that is in the conference finals for the first time in franchise history, and we're gonna talk about the Los Angeles Clippers. They advanced to the conference finals, man. What you guys' thoughts about that?
Go ahead, Jay.
4 games in a row.
Facts.
4 games. We could say, oh, Kawhi wasn't there. We could say, oh, Mike Conley didn't play a game or 2 or 3. Oh, we could say Spider wasn't on point. Bruh, when it comes down to come down, veteran leadership, coaching matter. Paul George showed us the old Paul George back in Indiana. Like straight up.
Fact.
All right. I think Utah, to me, played well, but ran out of gas. And you could tell they're missing that one go-to guy. When Donovan Mitchell can't get it, they're missing one guy that could just straight up go to when it matters. Because team ball, it helps when you play good team basketball, but they just missing that one dude that could just say, I got it. Because Gobert is only good around the rim. He's a good defensive player. He's a good rim protector. He's a great rebounder. I give him all of that. However, Donovan Mitchell cannot be your one and only piece to the puzzle. And Mike Conley is about as old as us. So that's just not going to work. I'm going to let y'all talk about the young rookie man. But yeah, it's 4 times. They impressed me, man. They impressed me. And Keogh, I'm gonna say this right now because I know you're not gonna say it on the air. If you ever in your life think that Donovan Mitchell is the best Utah player ever, I want you to go ahead, take that thought, put it in a box, and burn it. Go ahead, True.
Okay, first and foremost, I'm going to tell you this, Keogh, about Donovan Mitchell. Let me say it, because I'm going to end where Jasper started. Donovan Mitchell has the talent to become the greatest Jazz player ever. He's not there yet. He gave up a 3-1 series lead to the Nuggets last year. And then this year, you're up 2-0. You're the number 1 seed in the entire playoffs, the best record. Kawhi goes out, and you still lose the series. You cannot sit here and tell me that's the greatest Jazz player ever. You
No,
can't
sir.
do that. When you have a guy like the mailman, John Stockton, that played from the Utah Jazz. Don't do that, Keel. But I want to really talk about one person in particular. And I'm not going to talk about the Clippers. The Clippers won the series, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But Keel asked me, I think it was Keel or it might have been Nick. Shout out to Nick. Someone asked me, who is the most overrated player in the NBA? And I sat back and I thought about it for a second. And I really wanted to give a valid answer for why I felt that way. And if you guys couldn't guess, my answer was Rudy Gobert. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that Rudy Gobert is not a beast on the defensive end.
Yes! Say it!
Or not a great rebounder. But I watched that game last night. Dude, Rudy Gobert is 7 foot something. They had a switch on one play where Reggie Jackson was guarding him. And you know what he did? Just ran out the paint. And literally, no offense. That was my issue with Rudy Gobert. If, let's say the Clippers end up playing the Sixers. I'm not saying they're going to, but let's say they end up playing the Sixers in the finals. If Reggie Jackson gets a switch on Joel Embiid is going to destroy Reggie Jackson or Paul George or Nicholas Batum or any of them that's trying to guard him. Go ahead. I see you want to say something.
When a rookie that's 6'5" is checking you primarily, there's a problem.
That's correct.
You're 7'1". If God had blessed me with 7'1", I don't care if you're 6'10", 6'5", 4'2". I am dogging you.
That's right.
And True knows my post games were crazy back in the gap. Don't let 7'1", and you gonna let a dude you got at least 6-7 inches on dog you?
Yeah, bro.
And you making $200 million, $40 million a year, bro. Please, please.
Rudy Gobert offensively, man, he leaves a lot to be desired. I'm not saying that he's a bad defense. Obviously, he's the defensive player of the year. Rebounds the ball at a high rate. We're not denying that. But when you have guys that's guarding you at 6'5" and below, at 6'7" and below, I even put Paul George in that mix. At the end of the day, that should never happen because he's not. You can't put him on the. And I know I know people gonna say, "Well, I never said he was as good as Joel Embiid or Jokic." Okay, I get that. But offensively, dude, there's a lot of centers that's better than him offensively. Shoot, on the Clippers bench, DeMarcus Cousins is a better offensive player than him. There's a lot of centers that's better offensively than Rudy Gobert, and I think that ultimately hurt them down the stretch. Of course, he can't score on the offensive end, and on the defensive end, Reggie Jackson and Paul George were going right at him and then flexing on him after they score. When you do stuff like that, man, that's a recipe for disaster.
When a rookie dunks on you?
Yeah, exactly.
When a rookie dunks on you?
Yeah, man. I think that with the 25-point comeback, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to hold y'all, man. I was shocked. At halftime, I was like, dang, it's going back to Utah. And I don't know if they could beat them in Utah without Kawhi. But without Kawhi, they're 2-0 right now. They won both games without Kawhi this past series when it was 2-2 before. Donovan Mitchell gets no pass for this. I understand he was banged up a little bit. Joel Embiid's banged up. I'm not giving Joel Embiid – I know we're going to pick that game in a little bit. I'm not giving him a pass if he loses to the Hawks. They're a better team in my mind. If they lose to the Hawks, that's a problem.
Bro, everybody's banged up at this point.
That's right.
Everybody. So injuries don't mean nothing no more. Like, I don't want to hear injuries. I mean, we can talk about coaching all day, but, everybody's banged up. Everybody.
I'm glad you said that, coaching-wise. Tyronn Lue, man. We got to give this dude his flowers right now. We gotta give this dude his flowers. Keo, I know you don't like it, but we're gonna give him his flowers. Tyronn Lue is a championship coach. He's come back from 3-1 down. I know you had LeBron and Kyrie, but they beat the Warriors. Your Warriors, Keo. So yeah, I'm giving credit, man, to the Clippers, man. The Clippers are, for the first time in franchise history, on the Western Conference Finals. And not just in it without Kawhi Leonard. Think about that. If they win this series, could you imagine? Paul George, man, he's looking like old PG, man. Like you said, Indiana, when we're talking box office skill, we're talking about Paul George. Oh! But Q, Anthony, you have the floor, my
man. First of all, I still stand by what I say about Donovan Mitchell.
Oh.
TBE. But this is not about Donovan Mitchell right now. It's about the Los Angeles Clippers. I gotta give them their flowers. Nobody thought they had a chance to win the series. I was confident about it because when Kawhi went out, everybody was counting them out. I was like, dude, man, they got Paul George for a reason. He's still, a guy that could drop 20 to 30. He averaged, I think, 30 points these past 4 games that they won. And he was a huge factor in this game, not just the offensive side, but defensively also. So Paul George, I think the slander, it has to stop with Paul George, man, because he should get a lot of credit right now from the way this team has been playing. And if this team goes to the finals and maybe even win it, it might not even look good for Kawhi because especially we all know that Kawhi is, arguably maybe the best player in this league right now. But if he does it, go to the finals and wins it, we might be having a different conversation about this. And I know there's a lot of people that don't want to admit that because it's Paul George and they want to find every type of excuse that they want about, oh, yeah, that's Pandemic P, the guy that doesn't shows up in the playoffs. He showed up now. He's been showing up since the best player in the world's been out. So I think he deserves a lot of credit right now, man. And this is a good team, and I think they could win the finals with the team that they have right now, man. This team was down 0-2 in the last 2 series, and they've been able to come back to win it. So I gotta give them credit for that.
Can I say something too? Paul George strong is I don't know what, because every time he was driving to the rim, he was getting bomb, carrying people. Like, he going up for layups and he carrying people on his arm. I'm like, bro, like, to me, the offense should have flowed through PG and not all through Kawhi.
I want to say this about Paul George, man. And I'm like you in a sense. I'm rooting for the Clippers to win it all. I know I'm not saying I'm picking them to win it all, but I am rooting for him. And not just because it's the Clippers. Paul George gets a lot of backlash from a lot of people. But what we have to remember is this dude battled with the Miami Heat. The Heatles. Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Chris Bosh took him to 7 games with Roy Hibbert and Lance Stevenson as his sidekicks. Now, that's no disrespect to them. But I want to remind people, after he lost that series, which he should have, I mean, that's 3 Hall of Famers right there on one team. But when you come back from Paul George, this is my thing with Paul George. The dude had a horrific injury. Dude, his leg broke. I'm talking about the bone came out the skin. And guess what? He's come back and he's been nothing short of sensational. It's like a Hollywood story. If this dude wins the championship this year, they have to make a movie about this dude's career, bro.
So I know we had this conversation yesterday when we decided to do the show. Paul George wins the title. Where is he ranked among the best players in the league?
Right now?
No, if he wins the title,
No, I'm
where
saying
does he?
we're not talking about all time. We're just talking about in the NBA
Right,
right now.
like yeah, right now.
I think he's borderline top 5 if he wins the championship. He has to win the championship.
So
Top
let's
5.
just say,
Over
so let's say if he does win it,
Top
and he
5.
beats the Brooklyn Nets.
for who?
Paul George. If the Clippers win the championship and Paul George is the MVP with no
Okay.
Kawhi, he's top 5.
Okay, over who?
Bro.
Who's your? So give me the top 5. If
Okay.
Paul George will probably be number 5, correct?
That's what I told Keel last night.
Okay.
But,
So who's the next? Who's the next 4?
okay, you got KD, LeBron, Kawhi, and Steph Curry. That's me. But listen, if you put him over one of those guys, especially if he beats KD, as great as KD is, if KD, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving lose to Paul George and the Clippers, I have no argument. I think Kevin Durant's the best player in the world. But if Paul George beats him with, let's just say Kyrie comes back and James Harden, dude, we having a different. We have. Oh my God.
You're not putting him over. You're not gonna put him over KD, right?
If he beats him,
Wait.
Let's go.
Let's be legit about this. You're gonna put Paul George over Kevin Durant if he beats Kevin Durant in the finals, which will be his first title.
Okay, hold up. Let me say this. I'm not saying all time better than Kevin Durant. But if we're going to say who's the best player in the world today, if he beats Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden, I got to take it. And I'll say this to you. Kevin Durant went to Golden State to win his championship. He ain't won a championship without Steph Curry, who's another top 5 player. He had to go to Golden State to win it. I think Kevin Durant's the best player in the world right now. I think that.
But PG had Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi's not playing.
In the playoffs, but he had him all season.
Okay, but I'm saying if he wins the championship without Kawhi, dude.
I'm letting you know now. If you dare think that nonsense, I'm calling all the basketball gods to the table. There is not.
And the Clippers beat the Nets fully healthy.
When I'm saying,
I can't put Paul George in front of Kevin Durant.
You cannot.
Oh God, please help me.
Dude, Kevin Durant has a whole MVP on this dude.
We're not talking about career. We're talking about today. I'm not talking about career because at the end of the day.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a legit question. Okay. 10 seconds left in the game. You got PG and you got Kevin Durant. Who's gonna get the ball?
Kevin Durant.
So why the hell are you gonna choose PG?
Dude, what I'm saying, that doesn't mean he's not a better player.
If you need a shot right now, you're gonna PG or Kevin Durant.
We're talking about all around. Okay, let me ask you this. Who's a better scorer? Kevin Durant or LeBron James?
Kevin Durant, easy.
Okay, all time. Is he ranked higher than LeBron James?
Yes.
No, he's not.
Yes.
Yes. He's ranked all time.
Yes.
Better than LeBron James.
Yes.
But he needs to be drug tested. Get the what? What? That doesn't mean that because you're a better scorer.
Bro.
I am saying there is no excuse. If Kevin Durant allows Paul George and the Clippers
I'm gonna put Kevin.
Dog, that's unacceptable. I don't think they will. I
don't think so either. I don't even think PG and them get into the finals. That's just me, but they're not beating the Suns. I'll tell you that now.
All I'm saying is that if it was a fifth, we'll all be drunk. We understand that. I'm not saying they're gonna do it, but dude, I am gonna penalize everybody. If Paul George wins the championship, I'm penalizing everybody because it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen.
I don't think so. Okay, let's go to the next topic because I got a lot more to dive in on this, and I really want to get to some hardcore truth. But go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, Kyo.
All right. Our next topic is we're gonna talk about Kemba Walker getting traded, man. How shocked were you guys when Kemba Walker got traded?
I was shocked. I was so shocked that Boston made this move. I think that when Kemba was signed, I think they had one concept, like they had this one vision, and it was okay. This is the point guard that's going to put us over the hump, and we can win games in the playoffs and possibly win a championship. But what Boston didn't realize was Kemba had so much wear and tear during his time in Charlotte that it carried over to his Boston days, and he just was never healthy. And I think Boston wanted to get rid of that contract so bad because I think they have different I think what Boston wants to do is they're trying to build that team around Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Like legit want to build it around them too. And Kemba just didn't fit that notion. And with Brad Stevens becoming the GM, I think Brad Stevens is like, you know what, man, my first order of business is to drop this dude, and I'll get rid of him for picks. I'll do whatever it takes, and I think he's going to probably buy out freaking Al Horford. They're going to figure out a way to bring another top tier superstar, whether it be a point guard or whatever the case may be, in there. But I was shocked, and Kemba, I'm gonna just be honest. Oklahoma City at this current junction, I mean, he's about as good as he's a good veteran guy to come in and teach young guys because according to what I've heard, Oklahoma City has the opportunity to have 2 top 5 picks and and I think number 16 on top 16. Of that. And that's pretty serious because if they're able to at least get 2, like the 4th and the 5th in a loaded draft, I think what Sam Presti's trying to do is he's trying to get Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook pairing again and build that team the right way. And you got you got a veteran, like I said, in Kemba that could teach the game and talk the game. But now you need these young pieces to take you over the hump. So was I shocked? Yes, but it was bound to happen, but just not this soon.
Yeah, I mean, as far as what you're saying, I agree with you in the sense of, was I shocked that it happened this soon? Yes. I'm not shocked that he got moved. Am I shocked that what they gave up? I mean, what they got, what they got for Kemba Walker? Are you kidding me? Look, Al Horford, bro. Come on, man. Al Horford's older than me and Jasper. Come on, man. And Moses Brown. Hey, I like Moses Brown. But you're telling me for Moses Brown, you gave up Kemba Walker and a 1st-round pick for Moses Brown?
You had to, though.
No, I just feel like you could have.
It was a salary dump.
But what I'm saying is you could have got something. You had to get something better than that. You had to. If you shopped him before the season was even over. Before the season is even over, you could have got something better for him.
But
something better out there.
But Boston, you know what? I'm gonna make you laugh. Who do you think made the call first? You think Boston made the call or Oklahoma City made this call?
I think Boston made the call to everybody.
Yeah. Yes. And you know what? I bet they said the words, look, I'll give you whatever the hell you want. Whatever you want. I just need to get rid of this contract.
But don't you think, like the Lakers, for example, I know they're going to shop Kuzma. Kuzma's not going to be there next year. We understand that. I hope we all understand that. To me, you get another young asset in Kuzma to go to Boston. Something different. Moses Brown, you only got a little bit of film on him. He had a good little second half of the season, but he hasn't been great since he's been in the league. I'm just sitting there saying, and OKC was playing all young guys. Is Moses Brown that guy? We're going to find out. I liked him in the second half of the season, but is he that guy? I don't know. But to give up the 16th pick and Kemba Walker for Moses Brown,
that was a dump. There was a salary dump, man.
Man, I don't know, man. That's a bit much to me. Man, I'm kind of confused on that one. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I'm confused on that. I do think that OKC won this trade by a landslide to me.
Oh yeah, man, dude. If you're able to get two, bro, imagine this, and really, really think about this. And I'm not saying Kate Cunningham's gonna drop to 4-5. I'm not gonna say the kid from Gonzaga is gonna drop down to 4-5. I'm not even gonna say the guy from Florida State's gonna drop from to 4 to 5. But imagine if you're able to get Cade Cunningham and then another big. I'm sorry, that's a steal. And all I did was give up all I had to do was take on Kemba's contract, and that's it.
Yep.
Shit,
You still and you got Kemba and Shea in the backcourt, and you still got Darius Bazley, who I like. I think Bazley's a good young player. So I mean, I get it. I think OKC won this trade. I really believe that in my heart of heart.
Yeah, Sam Presti up to something, man. I'm letting y'all know now. This draft coming up, he's got a plan, and he's got his eyes on two guys, actually three. And I'm pretty sure he's trying to build like they're not going to be good year one, but they're going to be really good 2, 3, 4 years down the line, guaranteed.
Keo, what you think?
The Celtics are idiots.
One last thing. 17 picks in the next 7 years. That's 17 first round picks in the next 7 years. Bananas. But go ahead.
Like I said, the Celtics are some idiots. I don't know what the hell they were doing. You get rid of Kemba Walker, then you also get rid of your first round draft pick. I mean, if that wasn't enough already, it was like the Thunder didn't want Kemba Walker. So the Celtics basically said, "Oh, you don't want to take Kemba Walker? I'll give you our first round draft pick also." So now they got their own pick, the number 6 overall, and then they got the Celtics first round pick also on top of Kemba Walker. I think that Kemba Walker, I don't think this is gonna be the last place he stays at. I wouldn't be surprised if OKC moves Kemba Walker or even one of those first round draft picks to get maybe a player that could fit that system, because this is a young team. This is still a young team, a building team. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna try to get some a top box office type of player that could help this team. I think Kemba Walker, I think he's more of a team that should be on the contender. I think he's going towards that type of age right now where, he probably wants to win the title. And I think he's gonna land at a different team. I think OKC is not the last destination for Kemba Walker.
Who wants that contract though?
I'll tell you what I think. I think that,
and I would buy him out. If you can't trade him, buy him out. But go ahead.
I think that, to what Keo was saying, and the reason why I said it was just too soon, because I'm just playing hypothetical right now. Let's say that tomorrow night the Hawks pull the upset and they beat the Sixers. The Sixers have to move on from Joel Embiid. I'm not saying from Embiid himself, but from Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid era. You have to go in a different direction, because at the end of the day, Ben Simmons is not hitting his jump shot. I think Kemba Walker would make a lot of sense in Philly, but I think that Philly's not going to make a move right now because they're in a final. They're trying to get to the finals right now. But I think that the Celtics just jumped the gun too soon. Just wait. Let's see what goes on with the Sixers. Because could you imagine Kemba Walker and then beating the pick and roll? Kemba Walker can make that jump shot. He could challenge a defense. But I just feel like they moved on too soon. The Celtics, they could have got better, in my opinion, than what they got for Kemba Walker and a first round pick.
I'm sorry. Brad Stevens is an idiot, man. So you get promoted. The first thing you do is you get rid of Kemba Walker. I figured you could go after a head coach and hire a head coach, so you could have a conversation with the head coach that you hired and see what direction what direction you guys should go. But you didn't do that. You go and traded um the player that is strapped with a lot of money. I know he's owed 70 million. I know that he didn't play that much games. I could have sworn they should have hired a head coach before moving Kemba Walker. Like during the finals, way before the draft, way before free agency.
Yeah.
Jesus.
They jumped the gun too soon on that.
Actually, this is I think this is another reason why they did it. Guess who's a free agent?
Who's that?
Jason Tatum.
Yeah, but Tatum not going nowhere, man.
But the thing is, you've already paid Jaylen Brown big money. You gave Kemba all that bread. Now you got to sign Jason Tatum. I'm sorry, it's smart to get rid of Kemba because now you can take that bread and you can pay. You can very easily get Tatum the deal he wants, and then on top of that, you can buy out Horford if you want to, or whatever the case may be, restructure however you want to do it. But at the end of the day, it makes all the sense in the world. Kemba's been hurt. Like the best ability that you can have is availability.
I think that we're giving up on guards too early. I mean, Chris Paul, people gave up on Chris Paul.
Wait. All gave up on Chris Paul. I never gave up on Chris Paul. I love Chris Paul. I love him. That's my guy.
I'm not saying Kemba Walker's as good as Chris Paul, but a lot of people giving up. In a sense, I'm not saying that people completely gave up on Chris Paul. People gave up on Paul George, in a sense. It's like when they get to a certain age, they're like, oh, no, he can't no longer be. Nobody should give him the max or nobody should give him this. Dude, Chris Paul is showing you the value of a veteran point guard. He's showing you the value.
I agree.
Kemba Walker, yeah, he was banged up this year. We understand that. But Kemba Walker's not 35 years old. Let's not kid ourselves. I don't even know how old Kemba Walker. I'm about to look this up.
But I want you to think about something for a second, True. Like really think about this for a moment, okay? Kemba Walker at UConn put in a lot of mileage, okay? 4 years at UConn. You go to Charlotte. You're the man in Charlotte. Now, granted, did you make the playoffs the whole time? No, you didn't. But he was putting a lot of mileage on them legs, okay? And then, okay, y'all give up on him. And actually, he says, hey, I want to go to Boston. Boston gives him the deal. Then Boston gives him Terry Rozier, which is not a bad look either. But nevertheless, and then he's hurt. And I'm not saying give up on the dude, but at what point do you start saying, you know what? I just gave this guy $35 million a year. And his availability is not there. At least with Chris Paul, you know what you get. At least you know with Chris Paul, we're a playoff team. At least with Chris Paul, you know if he ain't playing 82, he's right around 67. And his leadership is you can't beat that. But you cannot say that about Kemba yet.
I feel
that's the thing. That's why I'm saying when you get Chris Paul, you know what you're getting. You know at worst you're getting leadership. What are you getting with Kemba Walker?
I feel you. Here's the thing, Kemba Walker literally just turned 31. Literally just turned 31. My thing is they have to have issues where him and Jason Tatum didn't get along or something. Here's what I with the Celtics. Within let's just say 4 year span, you had Terry Rozier, Kyrie Irving, Kemba Walker. They're all gone. They're all gone.
And you had Isaiah Thomas too.
What do you have left to say? You got Moses Brown out of all of that. You have Terry Rozier, who's balling in Charlotte. You have Kyrie Irving, who's still in the playoffs. Yeah, he's hurt right now.
Y'all don't want my take on Kyrie, but go ahead. Huh? You don't want my take on Kyrie. You don't want my take on Kyrie.
Kyrie is in the playoffs, regardless if he's hurt or not.
Let me make this known, okay? Kyrie cried his way out of Cleveland.
Oh God.
We all know that. He went on First Take and cried his way out of Cleveland. Okay. Then they give him a trade to Boston. And then he basically was like, man, screw y'all. I don't want to play with you guys. And now he's in Brooklyn.
But what I'm saying to you, Jay, I'm not talking about from Kyrie Irving. Forget Kyrie Irving. What I'm saying is from a Boston standpoint. You had Terry Rozier, Kyrie Irving, Kemba Walker.
Yeah, and they're all
you
gone.
Lost all that for Moses Brown. And the 16th pick for Moses Brown. Fast forward, if you look at it, you let Kyrie leave. You got Kemba Walker. You traded Kemba Walker. I mean, you traded Kemba Walker for Terry Rozier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you lose Kemba for Moses Brown. Dude, and the 16th pick. That's unacceptable. That is unacceptable. If you're asking me, that's unacceptable. I can't say like for me, I'm just throwing things out there. And I know he didn't have a great playoffs, but I told you that's why I didn't pick him to win this first round series. Kristaps Porzingis is not happy in Dallas. Him and Luka's not getting along for whatever reason. That's what I've heard. So my thing is this.
7'1", and he's softer than Wet Sharman. Go ahead.
Wow.
Him and Luka couldn't get along. My thing is, in a Brad Stevens type of, I think Brad Stevens, even though he moved up to general manager, I think he's still gonna have like a hand in what they're doing.
Yeah.
My thing is, Kristaps Porzingis, why not try to get him to Boston? Why not try to trade him for Kemba?
It's money, man. It's money.
Hey.
I think they just want to get rid of Kemba's contract. Right. That was it.
Yeah.
It had nothing. I think it was all his contract. That's it to me. And if it meant that pick had to go, then the pick had to go.
That's
and like you said, also Jasper, his availability.
The best ability is availability. What have you done for me lately, brother? And guess what you have done for me lately? You've been on that bench getting a little too comfortable for me. So guess what? Bye, Felicia. Go ahead.
Dude, he played 43 games out of a 72 game season. He played 72 games. There was 72 games this season, I think.
Yeah.
Dude, Kemba Walker played. Since he's been in Boston, he averaged 20 points a game.
Okay.
The last 2 seasons.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, he hasn't been a bum. He hasn't been a bum. We're not going to say
okay.
Just because he's been hurt a couple of games.
Okay.
So why are we acting like Kemba? I think him and Taylor.
I never said he's a bum.
Or him and Jaylen Brown just didn't get along. Or him and Brad Stevens didn't get along. I don't know what it was.
I think they're trying to build that team. I think they're trying to. I think they're trying to build that team around Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and I don't think he fit. I don't think he fit what they were looking for. I think they're looking for a traditional point guard that can facilitate and get the ball to one of those two guys.
So Kyrie Irving didn't fit.
Kyrie is not anybody's facilitator.
Obviously didn't fit. Kemba Walker didn't fit.
I didn't understand that.
Fit with him then?
I didn't understand them.
I think he's talking more of a traditional point guard, somebody that normally doesn't score at will. Somebody like a Chris Paul that could facilitate that, have a huge impact on the team.
Chris Paul then?
No, I'm not saying. This is what I'm saying. Someone like a Chris Paul. What I'm saying is this: when they're building that team, they want to build a team around a guy. Like they want to build around those two guys. They want a facilitator. They want a guy that could just, hey, look, let's get our offense where we get it, and that's it. A guy that could also defend some good point guards.
Do you think they want to start Marcus Smart?
No, okay. Marcus Smart's coming off the bench.
Okay.
All right. Let's move on over to our next topic. Our next topic, before we go give our predictions for tonight's game, we're going to talk about the coaching carousel. A lot of the coaching vacancies are open right now. So what's the best coaching vacancy available that's open right now?
Portland, Portland, Portland. Look, if I'm a coach that's looking for a job right now, I want to go to Portland because Portland got all the pieces you want, every last piece you want, and yeah, I'd want to go to
So
Portland. Like,
so 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 I had this conversation with you also. If you're the coach, the new head coach, would you move one of those players?
nope,
Okay.
nope.
I disagree with Jasper.
Okay.
I think Dallas is the best coaching vacancy, and I'll tell you
Oh,
why.
stop!
I'm gonna tell you why.
No! It's 1 star and 18 bums on the bench. Go ahead, please, please. Oh God,
Will Damian Lillard be in Portland?
he will be in Portland.
How do you know that? There's rumors that Damian Lillard is not gonna.
He's got 3 years left.
Okay, but there's
Contract.
rumors that he doesn't even that he might not even be there. And then CJ McCollum, are you kidding me? They should have broke that up a long time ago.
So CJ McCollum's a bum.
CJ McCollum don't show up in the playoffs.
So he's a bum, is what you're saying?
Hold up, CJ McCollum don't show up in the playoffs.
What playoffs are you talking about?
Any playoffs that I'm talking about.
He did show up this past year's playoffs.
Don't do that.
Yes. I am doing that.
They could. They should have beat Denver. No Jamal Murray. And guess who showed up in the late game? Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard had to single-handedly try to defeat the Denver Nuggets. And guess what?
Because it's Dame's team.
To CJ McCollum, he's stepping out of bounds. He's fumbling the ball. You can't do that. I'm sorry. Damian Lillard is a beast. I'm not denying that. I'm one of the biggest Damian Lillard fans. But you're going to act like that big kid over there in Dallas ain't the truth? Luka Doncic, he literally plays people like a puppet. You switch, I'm about to work you. I'm about to work you, baby. At the end of the day, you have a piece in Porzingis that you can move and get value back for. They was talking about shipping him for John Collins in Atlanta right before the trade deadline.
God, grief.
My thing is this. If Porzingis is a credible asset and you got a superstar that's under 25, I have a superstar that's under the age of 25. Man, give me Luka Doncic. I got my future, and it's not win now. If whoever goes to Portland has to win a championship, because they don't have time to wait. They have
That's
to
true.
win now.
That's true.
If you go to Dallas, you have some type of way to build. I'm not sitting there saying, they have to go to, they obviously have to go to the playoffs. But if they don't win the championship, nobody's going to get fired unless Luka just don't like you.
Right, but you got to get along with Cuban. Like, first of all, like you got to get past the Cuban factor. And like I'm going to almost tell you right now, Mark Cuban wants to build that team around Luka, and I totally get it, and I totally agree around it. The problem is, how do you build around a guy like Luka when Tim Hardaway Jr. is on a quote unquote max deal? Porzingis is on a max deal.
They're trading Porzingis. He's done.
They will, but the problem, you got to find someone to trade him for, and you got to be able to put pieces around Luka. Like Luka can't like the only reason why I don't like Dallas as much as I like Portland is because with Dallas you're gonna have to you're gonna have to adjust that team. Whereas with Portland, I think it's really one asset away, and I would trade. I would package some picks and Nurkic to get the asset, i.e. Karl Anthony Towns. And that's it. That's all you got to do. And I would package a deal right now for Karl Anthony Towns. I don't want to touch CJ McCollum, and I don't want to touch Dame Lillard. You can have whatever the hell you want as long as I don't touch them two. And I would get Karl Anthony Towns. If I did that, then I'm good.
Hold up. If you're the Timberwolves, you rather Nurkic or Kristaps Porzingis? Don't do that. Don't even fix your face like that. Are you kidding me? Give me Kristaps Porzingis all day. It's no disrespect to Nurkic. I think Nurkic is a solid player. But, dude, somebody can give up something better than Nurkic for Karl Anthony Towns.
I'm not saying that straight up. What I would personally do is I would trade Nurkic, Collins, the young kid Simmons, and like 2 first-rounders to get him.
Okay, but I'm saying they can get something better from somebody else. In my opinion, my thing is this: when you look at, if I'm going to start a building block in the NBA, dude, I can make the case that Luka Doncic is the best building block right now.
Oh, I agree, but you're gonna have to do a lot with that team.
What I'm saying is the pressure's not really on you to win a championship right away.
This is what I'm saying. True. If Luka so I'm gonna compare it to this, right? So imagine, watch this. So if you had to build this into a house, right? Like take this and then turn it into a house, right? You'll have to do a little bit less with Portland than you do Dallas. Dallas, you have to do this.
Okay, but as a coach, you coach.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you want to build your team the way you see fit?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're going to Portland, you pretty much have to take what they have.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of room on the salary cap. Yeah,
you don't.
You have to move some pieces. You could. I would trade CJ McCollum. If I got the Portland job, he's out of there. He's gone. I don't want CJ McCollum. That's me. That's just me. At the end of the day, but if I have Dallas, I got a young stud, a young go-getter. Go give me some buckets. I got shooters. I just get some more shooters around him, and one big that him and the big can get along, like a Karl Anthony Towns, like a John Collins. Man, we about
John Collins. John Collins tough, man. John Collins is tough. All right, go ahead, Keo. I want to hear your thoughts on this nonsense.
I would go with Portland also. I think that's.
I'm not saying Dallas is not a real quick. I'm not saying Dallas is not an ideal place. It's just you got to do a lot more work with Dallas than you do Portland.
I want the work as a coach. I want to kind of build myself. I don't want to take what you're giving me.
Okay.
Yeah. For right now, I'm going with Portland. I think that's the I think that's the best position for available. I think Dallas is the second, because I just think there's a couple pieces out there where it could still make this team a contender. And I know it's inexcusable that no Jamal Murray, not even no Will Barton, and you couldn't even beat this team. And I just think that that head coach that comes in could make some certain moves. Maybe you move Nurkic, maybe you move CJ McCollum. At one point in time where X was saying that hey, maybe you could move CJ for Paul George. The way Paul George been playing, you can forget about that. I'm going with Portland, and I think Portland is the best available right now for a head coach right now. And then I think the next one would be Dallas.
Okay. I would actually disagree with you on that. I would actually take the Boston job over there as well. I would.
Boston's very tempting. Boston is very, very tempting.
And bro. So
that's. I just wouldn't take Boston because that's some big shoes to fill. You talking about the Boston tradition? There's expectations from the jump once you head to Boston.
Well, the two things that I also say to add to my case. I mean, I know you guys. We're all across the world. I think what's more appeasing to a free agent is to go play in Boston or Dallas over Portland. It's no disrespect to Portland.
I agree.
But at the end of the day, like, people will go, like you just said, tradition with Boston. People like Kemba Walker signed with them.
Yeah, Portland's a smaller market.
Yeah, people will go to Boston.
Right.
People come to Dallas for the great school system. All
Right.
that's in Dallas. It's
Right.
Texas. People want to live there.
Oh, tax-free too.
Tax-free. Nobody really wants to go to Portland. Yeah, they got Damian Lillard. You take Damian Lillard off of there, nobody's going to Portland. Nobody. Not to play with CJ McCollum, not to play with Nurkic, not to play with Carmelo Anthony. It's Damian Lillard.
It's true.
All right, let's go to our last topic. Game 7 tonight. You win or go home. It's the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Brooklyn Nets, man. Game 7. We'll be posting the predictions later tonight. Who you guys got, man? Who's going to the conference finals?
I got Brooklyn winning this series. KD, James Harden, they're gonna find a way. To get it done. I think they win this game. I think they win this game by 10 or more tonight.
Oh my God. This is like the toughest. You know, I'm gonna say it's tough because I think this is gonna come down to two things. What does Coach Budenholzer have up his sleeve for Game 7? And does he make adjustments on the fly? So that's number one. And number two, what Giannis are we going to see in Game 7? Are we going to see Giannis that settles for a couple of threes? Are we going to see Giannis on straight attack mode? And are we going to see Giannis that decides he's going to play like 30 minutes, or is he going to play the whole goddamn game? Because I'm going to be honest with you. This could be this game is more important for the Bucks than it is the Nets. And the reason why I say that is if the Bucks lose after being the number 1 seed 3 years in a row, getting knocked off by 3 different teams, Budenholzer gone.
They're not the number 1 seed this year. Brooklyn's higher seed than them.
I'm sorry. They were the number 1 seed 2 years previous to that. And then this year, you have arguably one of the better teams in the East, and you still don't win it. And oh, by the way, you got a better point guard in Drew Holiday. I'm sorry, bro. If Milwaukee loses this, Budenholzer's gone. So and that squad's gonna get scrapped. Like they're gonna keep Giannis, and then everybody else can roll.
Do you think Giannis may leave if they lose?
Giannis just signed that big deal. I don't see Giannis wanting to leave.
But nowadays it's sad to say, but it's the truth.
It is.
When a star player wants to leave, I mean,
it is.
He wants out.
And I could definitely see Giannis complaining his way towards like, yo, I want to be traded. And then Golden State's got like picks galore plus, assets galore, and they can make that move. But I just, to me, man, and I love Kevin Durant. Like, yo, man, I'm a Kevin Durant guy. Even though he do need to come home and shave his head. Yo, he need to come home so bad. That hairline is bad. Like, gosh, grief. That joint look like 10 Brillo pads. But
Wow.
I gotta say this, man.
You got the Bucks.
I got the Bucks winning this game by 3. This is gonna be a close game. I do not want Kevin Durant to lose, but I think the Bucks are gonna pull it off, bro. Game 7, I don't think Giannis. Like, I just, if the Bucks lose, the next 4 years is gonna be scary. If the Nets lose, at least you know what to like. You had majority of your pieces play together over the course of this year, and you know what to expect going to next year. So it's not going to hurt the Nets that bad. That's true, but if the Bucks lose, bro, this could be like terrible for their franchise. I gotta go with the Bucks. It's like, yeah, man, I hate this, man, because I love KD. Like, y'all know I'm a KD guy. But this motherfucker, Giannis got to play his butt off tonight, man. He got to, Giannis got to have, this. Like, you know what Giannis got to have tonight? Giannis got to have like he's gotta have a Kobe about him. Like he's gotta be like, yo, get out the way. I'm sorry, bruh. I'm sorry. He's got to play like that today. Like he's like, I'm sorry, bro. Like you lose, like you lose that game. Oh man, God. I got the Bucks, man. I got the Bucks by 2.
I'm going with Brooklyn in this one. With it being in Brooklyn, I think it's gonna be it's gonna be a movie in there, man. You just might Jay-Z just might show up to the Barclays Center. But
it's gonna be a movie. You know why? You know why it's gonna be a movie? Because as soon as this show's over, the franchise.
Okay, and I know you mentioned Giannis. I think Giannis is gonna do his numbers, but his counterpart Chris Middleton has to show up in this game, man. Because if Middleton doesn't show up and Giannis does what he has to do, I don't think they're gonna have a chance in this game. I know KD, he's gonna try to carry this team, man. I want to see KD. I want to see KD pull this off, just because. I just like stories, man. I like the story behind this. KD, went through this major injury. People is painting that narrative that he always lined up with all these superstars. He doesn't have these superstars right now. They're injured. So this is a chance to say, hey, I could do this on my own. I could get to the conference finals on my own. And I think this is a chance to do it. I don't think James Harden is 100%. I think more than anything, he's nothing more than a decoy right now. But it's gonna have to be KD carrying this team, and the rest of the role players, that supporting cast, is gonna have to step up and show up. So I'm going with Brooklyn in this one. I think it's gonna be a close game, and I'm going with the Nets.
Who's the X factor?
Joe Harris. I think Joe Harris is a monster game tonight. I think he shoots the lights out.
I was gonna say for the Nets, it is Joe Harris. For the Bucks, I think it's Drew Holiday.
Okay.
I think it's one of those two guys, and I wouldn't be surprised if Middleton doesn't play well. It's gonna be it's lights out. It's lights out, and I also see KD going off for like 40 plus. I feel bad because I don't like going against KD like this, but man, KD might like that joint up, man.
I got Brooklyn without a doubt. I got a quick question. I know you said it's the last time. I just want to ask y'all. I know we come back on for the NBS show. Let's talk about it next week. Who y'all got Game 7 Sixers versus Hawks? Oh God.
Wow, you really thinking about it?
I'm gonna say this: the Sixers are the better team. The Sixers, like on paper, this shouldn't even have went to 7.
I agree.
And Doc Rivers should have figured out a way to knock these cats off like easily. Oh my God, this is gonna pain me to say.
You got the Hawks? Are you kidding?
I cannot stand nothing about Atlanta. I'm gonna be so honest with you, man. Everything. Oh, okay, I'm gonna say this: if Bogdanovich does not play Game 7, Sixers win easily, easily.
They're gonna win easily regardless.
But if Bogdanovich plays, I'm just letting y'all know now. I got the Hawks by 4. I hate to do this, and I'm shocking everybody with this. I'm just saying, if Bogdanovich plays, the Hawks win by 4. I don't
in Game 7s.
You know something, bro? Or I'll be 2-0, and everybody's gonna call me the greatest sports analyst.
The Bucks and the Hawks in the conference.
Dude, you know how hard this is.
Call everybody.
Do you
and get this man drug tested?
do you know how
And the Hawks in the Eastern Conference Finals.
do you know how hard this is right now to make this call? Like I sat down and watched Game 6, and I'm sitting there like, dude, Atlanta needs another shooter, and Bogdanovich is hurt, and they need something from somebody, and they just couldn't. And Trae Young, if Trae Young was like 6'6", he'd be unguardable, but the guy's like 5'5", soaking wet. Neither here nor there. So
disrespectful.
I am, and I like Philly, bro. What y'all failing to see is that Philly isn't as locked in as they should be, and to blow leads the way they blow leads, and for them to keep games as close as they keep games, I'm just like, dude, enough's enough. Like, either y'all want it or you don't. And if I'm Doc Rivers, I'm like, listen, if y'all don't want it, hey man, don't show up on the floor on Game 7. But if you want it, knock these fools out of here like early. Like, we should win this game by 40.
They made
but on the low they should. But the problem is they won't, because they do foolishness. And then Joel Embiid, I mean, offensively he's unstoppable offensively, but defensively he's a liability.
Well, his knee is banged up.
We said earlier, injuries are not an excuse at this point.
They're gonna win, so it's not gonna be anything.
They have no choice. They have no choice. I'm saying, like, as much as I think the Sixers will win, I think Atlanta will win because the Sixers don't want it. Excuse me, bless you. As bad as the I don't think the Sixers want it. I don't think they want it. I just don't.
What you think, yo?
Shit, they better win. Because I figure you blow 2 leads, you put that in your mind and says, okay, we got to make sure we don't do this on Game 7 where it matters the most. The last time they were in a huge Game 7, some guy named Kawhi Leonard shattered their dreams. And they better hope that doesn't happen again. And if they lose, it's gonna be because all of Ben Simmons, man. Like, dude,
don't do that. Don't just
man. What's up with this guy, man? Come on, man. You can't.
But you know something though. True. I'm gonna say this. Like, if they lose this series, they're going to take a hard look at Ben Simmons, and they're going to say, but the thing, like, what I think is, like, I wouldn't necessarily trade him. I would say, hey, listen, this offseason, you need to get a jump shot. I don't give, like, you could go see Ray Allen, you could go see Kyle Korver, you could go see whoever you want. You could go see Jay Franchise, because Jay Franchise got a better jump shot than you. So, look, hey, bottom line, you know this. Look, I have people to prove that my jump shot is better than Ben Simmons, hands down. Like, I got receipts, brother. So anyway, you need a jump shot, Ben Simmons. At the end of this dude's crying. At the end of the day, you need to turn the light on yourself, man. So at the end of the day, he's got to get a jump shot, and if he doesn't, it's gonna be like terrible. Like, it just doesn't work.
Okay, so we got you on record. You got the Bucks.
As much as it's paining me to say this.
And me and Kyo got the Sixers and Nets. Last question. I know we got to get out of here, Kyo. Who wins, Clippers or Suns, and how many games? Go ahead, Kyo. I'm going to let you go first this time.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to say the Los Angeles Clippers are going to go to the NBA Finals. Because of one guy, Paul George, PG-13. He's back, baby. Number 1 option's back. And Chris Paul, from what I know so far, he's still going through the health and safety protocol.
Facts.
I don't know how long he's going to be out. If that guy's out, it's on your boy Devin Booker. Since you like to praise and preach this guy so much, his ass better take the Suns to the finals. But with that being said, man, I like what I saw from the Clippers. The Clippers, they've been down 0-2 the last two series. And if let's say if they're down 0-2 once again, I don't think it would be any different from this. And I like the Los Angeles Clippers to win it in 6 games.
Oh, put him on the spot, X. Put him on the spot. I know where you're going.
Yeah, man, you've been preaching the Suns all year, man.
So I'm gonna say this: home courts matter
Okay.
quite a bit.
Obviously, not against the Jazz.
Are we talking about your team now? We are talking about your team.
Look at you.
So
God damn, really?
I think that in the end, yes, I think Chris Paul will probably miss at least the first 2 games. I don't think any more than that. I think it's going to go 7. I think I'm going with the Suns.
I know you are. Come on, Jasper. I know that.
I love that team. I think it's written for Chris Paul to get to the finals. I'm sorry. Like I want to see if you're a basketball guy, you want to see Chris Paul get there. And the way the Phoenix Suns are playing. You want to see. First of all, I'm going to tell you why. Okay? I love this game, right? And I've watched the 3-point shot ruin basketball.
Oh, don't do that.
I have.
Don't be that old.
I have.
That says back in my day, it was this. Nobody wants to hear that.
Hold up, you're like the same age as I am. So you and I are the same age.
Hey, no.
Same hairline. Same hairline and everything.
I'm adapted to the new school, baby. You're still stuck in the 80s and 90s.
No, what I'm saying, what I'm saying is when you're blessed to see great point guard play, and when you're blessed to see great point guard play, like when Chauncey Billups, finally figured it out how to
do. Said Chauncey Billups.
Chauncey Billups.
I'm seeing Stephen Curry. That's what I'm seeing. That's a great point guard.
So what I'm saying is that we were blessed to see great point guard play and guys win championships off of it. We all love CP3. I don't think any of us have a negative thing to say about CP3 outside of maybe in the playoffs he gets hurt or bad things occur. But I love CP3. I think it's time. This is the right team at the right time. It's literally perfect for him. I gotta go with the Suns in 7, if not 6, because if for some reason Chris Paul is back for Game 3, I'm letting y'all know now. If the Clippers split in split Game 1 and 2 in Phoenix, and CP3 is back for Game 3 on in, that series is over.
Okay, first of all, let me say this: change is good. We have to understand, staying stagnant is not always a good thing.
Hold up. You're going to use my lines on me? You're going to use my lines against me? You're going to use my lines against me?
Be the change, Jasper. Be the change. The game's supposed
You're going to use my lines against me.
You're the type of person that just wants to stay stuck in the 80s, the 90s. And guess what? In the 80s and the 90s, there were people that said, "Oh man, the game's changed. They allow no hand checking. There's no this. You can tell." Man, the game's supposed to grow. It's not supposed to be the same. It's supposed to grow. I hope in the 2050, it's not still played the same way it is today. It's supposed to get better. You don't want your kids to be the same as you were. You want them to be better than what you were. At the end of the day, change is good. People out there, in life in general, change is good. So stop with that 90s, 80s basketball stuff, 80s sports, 90s sports, yes, it was great. It was fun to watch, but the game grows, Jasper. Now, with that being said, this is going to be great, baby. This series right here is going to be box office. I'm excited about it. You got Paul George, you got CP3. One of these guys is going to be in the NBA Finals for the first time in their career. I'm super excited. Either guy goes, I'm happy for him. I truly am. But I'm going with Keo. I got the Clippers. I think the Clippers.
Oh, I can't wait. Yo, y'all are in so much trouble.
Phoenix is in the West, but I'm going all the way to the West, baby. I got Cali, Clippers Nation. You know what the vibes are. Terrence Mann, Morris Beverly Jackson, and PG-13. I will say this, the one thing that's scary to me, and I know nobody's talking about it, Tony Sakil on the phone last night. I'm not saying this guy is as good as Gobert defensively, but he's better offensively than me, and that's DeAndre Ayton.
He can't play small.
You put somebody small on him, he's going to score.
You can't play small.
He's the scary X factor to me, but I'm still taking the Clippers. Especially that Kawhi, I was definitely gonna take him, easily take him. But
you know, the Clippers play. They have too many like defensive lapses, and you can't have defensive lapses against Phoenix because Phoenix will run you out the gym.
That's true.
They will so run you out the gym. And Miles Bridges is the X factor. Like while Chris Paul's out, I think he's gonna have to take a much more elevated role in the offense. Even though right now, I mean, he's like the third option, but bruh, you mean to tell me the Clippers are going to be able to beat DeAndre Ayton, Jay Crowder, Miles Bridges, Payne, Booker, and company 4 times?
Hey, listen to me.
And CP3 coming back by game 3. But go ahead.
Keo took a shot at me because he knows how much I love me some Devin Booker. And I'm not even gonna hold you. I really don't care who wins the series because I like both teams. I'm not a fan. I'm a Pelican fan.
You don't care because LeBron is not in the finals. That's why.
It's not LeBron, it's the Lakers. Yeah, let me not be disrespectful because I like LeBron. I don't like the Lakers. I don't care. I don't even care who wins the championship this year. The Lakers ain't winning. I'm happy. But I don't mind seeing Chris Paul. I'm picking the Clippers just because I just think there's something there, bro. Tyronn Lue, I think we need to give him his flowers, bro. I like Monty Williams, but Lue, man.
I'm going to give him a fishing pole after this run.
Hey, maybe so. But they've been faced with adversity
right.
the entire postseason. I just think that they're battle tested. And they're going to get it done. I'm going with the Clippers. But if the Suns win, I'm not going to be super shocked by it. The Suns are a great team. But I'm going with the Clippers, baby, in 6. Clip Nation, what up? West Side.
Dude's funny, man.
Well, with that being said, we good, baby.
Hey, man, listen. Like True said, don't accept change and be the change. It's okay to evolve. Evolution is of the essence.
That's right.
And in order to be great, sometimes you have to do things outside of your comfort zone, i.e., make changes. And that's the best way and the right way to live a happy and blessed and plentiful life. So again, change is of the essence. Be the change. Be great. Be amazing.
Yo, shout out to everybody that tuned in, supports the show. Shout out to Jay, shout out to X, shout out to everybody from the brand. Make sure you go follow us, subscribe us on Facebook, on Instagram. Tomorrow make sure to check out.
One last thing. Shout out to Lackey Basketball. We coming, family. We coming. Let's go,
And
man.
GBD from Bragging Rights, he's dropping another new video tomorrow. So make sure you check that out also. And next week, man, we got we're back with NBS Uncensored. We're gonna be doing our predictions for the Queen of the Ring event, and the NBS show this week. We got NBS Let's Talk About It this week. So a lot on the schedule for this week, and maybe look out for the our predictions for tonight's games also. But besides that, man, NBS Uncensored, and happy Juneteenth to everybody out there.
Facts. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me take this. Yes. Immediately. After the show. Show's almost over. All right. Thank you. They're sending the drug test over to you, Jasper. They said the heart. I just talked to the NBS brand. Everybody part of the NBS brand agrees. You need to be drug tested in your comments tonight.
Yo, that was a good one. That was good. That was good.
We're 45 minutes over our time. Me and Keo saying 30-minute show just to kind of talk basketball. It's an hour and 15 minutes into the show. Jasper needs to be drug tested immediately. But with that being said, shout out to you two gentlemen. Shout out to your basketball team, Jasper. Kids at that school, listen to Jasper. He does have basketball knowledge. Hopefully he doesn't have you taking everything from the 80s and 90s. Take what you need and be innovative moving forward, evolve moving forward, because that change is good, baby. Be the change in this world. With that being said, shout out to Aubrey, my homegirl, man. She's one of our students at the school, man. Aubrey's Angels. Definitely hope, you get everything that you're looking for. With that being said, this has been NBS Uncensored, and I'm going to watch the Nets beat up on the Bucks. You know what the vibes are. And Keo, West Side, let's go, baby. We out. Peace.